Almost every week on a Thursday or a Friday, I say to my colleagues, "Dagen går så fort." That just means the day goes by so fast. This year was overwhelming and it went so fast. Though not a waste of time, I had my learnings all right. That is what I'm going to share to you beautiful beings. What are my learnings this year? Well, a lot. Many to share, really. One thing is for sure, some of them are repetitive lessons that I needed to learn over and over again, and some to unlearn. Some never come easy, but you just get better in handling it. Here are the few of my learnings in 2020. First, drastic change can happen to everyone in the same year. When COVID-19 came, I never really thought it will make this huge impact to all of us. It also reminded us the fact that we human beings can cope up in any changes as soon as we accept the reality. I also have learned that to be home is more important than catching COVID-19. I was on my way home from work, and there were issues on some metro lines. The line was delayed, and when it came, many people were rushing in. It doesn't matter how crowded it was. It doesn't matter if most of them has no mask. We all want one thing, to be home. Talking about home, I am learning to accept the fact that my worst can easily slip at home. Outside, I am more conscious, and at home, I am less conscious. I know that sounds normal to every one of us, but sometimes I feel guilty to my family. I realized then that not giving too much is the key. Like one day at work, I gave all my energy and creativity, and going back home, I had not much to give. I was worn out and became the mother and the wife that I do not want to be. So managing my energy is what I needed to practice from now on. I also learned that planning and structure matters in one's sanity. At the same time, one must not be so fixed on the plan, also to keep one's sanity. To make that happen, one should not expect too much. This is an example of a lesson that I need to learn over and over again. I am sure many of us are in the same situation in this subject. Going back to planning, there were many instances where if I was not able to write down my goals for that day, my day will most likely be all over the place. Especially during the weekend. I end up on my couch watching Netflix or on the phone swallowed by social media. I do let myself have those days, but it is ideal to have it when all my important to-do lists are done. No guilt trip on that road, that I assure you. Another learning this year was that I realized most of us are in a rat race and every one of us are free to leave. In the story we tell ourselves are the one that keep us on a race or free us. Before starting my journey to self-improvement, my story was, I don't have the resources, I am not smart like others, I have different background, that I was a victim and so on. All these stories I told myself were my invisible wall to a better life. Those stories will still come up these days. But since the day of sitting on it and understanding that my stories are not my reality, it does help to redirect my mindset. The best example that I can give here was my journey in calligraphy. I wanted to make this passion into profession. In the middle of 2018, I set a goal. In 5 years, I will do calligraphy full-time. I practice every night and day, even on the weekends. I was pressured, overworked. I forgot to enjoy the process, and most importantly, I was affecting the people near me. especially being present with my daughter. So I took a break and reminded myself of what really matters. I freed myself from the rat race and let go of my goal. What I mean to let go does not mean quitting. I just keep doing what I love about calligraphy and believing that one day I will get there, in my own time. That there is a change of story. Now this is another lesson that takes a lifetime to master, but practice makes progress. Next to my list is that quality time is equal to love. A simple equation, especially to the parents for their children. One Sunday, my daughter was expecting that we will be making snowman from a cardboard. That day I had many things on my to-do list that I was not able to manage my time well. So when we told her it is time for bed, she burst out, and I let myself consume by that. I realized after she reminded me about the snowman, it was too late. The next day I woke up at 4:30, and instead of practicing my calligraphy, I worked on the snowman. When she woke up, we were able to glue all the parts together before she goes to the kindergarten. And in that evening, my dear husband and daughter painted the snowman. Our little one was so happy that she shared what we did to her teachers and friends. We do not really need to give all the time to our children just for them to know that they are loved. A 15-minute undivided attention and presence is already enough to remind them that they are seen and cared. Quality time is a must to have strong and loving relationships. And good relationships takes one far in life. There is nothing much to explain here. We all know that having good relationships with our family, friends, and co-worker makes life better. We just flourish well. That is why I work on my character a lot for the people I am surrounded with. Another lesson I learned was living the now needs full attention and focus. Since the day I listened to a TED Talk of a monk talking about being present, I started to practice being conscious of my surroundings. It was not easy at all, but it is a tool to live a life to its fullest. I even still can remember the first time I practiced it. I was in the kitchen, washing dishes, feeling the warm water on my hands. The interview of the singer Jewel by Tom Bilyeu was even more useful. To reduce her anxiety, she focuses on a certain action or subject. So I practice it too when I start to worry and get anxious, and it works every time. Again, it is not easy because it needs you to be aware of yourself first. In talking about ourselves, the next lesson for me was that solidarity is a door to knowing oneself. Take time to be in your own thoughts and deal with whatever is going on there. If not, we spill it to the people around us, and most of them are the people we are living with. This year was a great opportunity to slow down and be with ourselves, to know what we really want in life, our fears, our dreams, and what really matters. If you have not done that yet, you are not too late. Do not be afraid to face yourself and listen to that inner voice of yours. The last on my list to share is that as an artist, maker, skilled worker, the price you set is equal to your worth. Setting a price is not easy. I even bought a book for it. Over the time, you get to realize that the price you set is really how you feel about yourself. To the people that are not artist, maker, or skilled worker, will not be able to get this. I too, before the journey as a calligrapher. A price of an art or a handcraft piece is more than the total of the materials one makes and the time spent. But it also includes the learning of the skills. making yourself better and better each day. The passion, the attention in details. If you're the maker, and if you set the price and you know that it should worth more than that, then you need to work on yourself, on how you see yourself. If you are the client or the customer, take time to reflect from this. You learn something you love. At least for the first year or two, you won't earn from it because quality is not yet there. You spent money for courses, lessons, and books. One day, somebody noticed your growing skills. They want you to make something for them. Some want it for free, and if there is a price, they want it cheap, just like buying in a shopping center. Will you go for that? Setting reasonable prices for me and my clients is still challenging, but now I can set my price without feeling guilty of my worth. This is another topic to discuss, really, and one day I will make a content for it. Those are the few of my learnings this year. 2020 has been tragic for most, yet I still consider it a blessing in disguise. For 2021, I have no expectation, and I find that pleasant. My last word for this year to you guys is just continue doing what you love and enjoy. If you're unhappy to where you are right now, you can always turn the table around. Start by being self-aware, be open, and change your story. See yourself as a student in any situation, and that humbleness, it will make life beautiful and forgiving. I wish you all a better 2021, good health and inner peace. Until next time.